Hi everyone! Welcome to another show of The Noisy List. It is our third episode. Woo! I hope you guys are all well and safe and healthy. I know that 2020, it's my cat, no Jimba. 2020 has been a very tough year for all of us here. I know this. I'm so ready for 2021. But for this evening, our guest is a very inspiring woman who owns her own business. She is from Cuba, Dayana Limonte, and she's going to be sharing her journey from Cuba, moving here to the US, and how she started her own business. So I try to get guests here in the Noisy List that are inspiring, empowering, motivating. I hope that's the kind of energy that you feel after you watch the show. So let's get her in here. Welcome, Dayana Limonte. Diana, hi! Hi, welcome. So everyone, this is Miss Dayana Limonte. She is a woman business owner. She has her own business in design and even in home furniture, right? Like curtains.
Yeah, actually, yeah, home textiles.
Yes, home textiles. And she is going to be sharing her story because Dayana is originally from Cuba and she moved here to the US. Wow. That's such a big journey.
It is. It's been about 6 years now since I moved here to the States from Cuba. And It was a little bit, a little bit of a change in the beginning, not only the language, but the culture, the way how do you guys use the English, which is different than just learning English.
Oh, I know what you mean.
And yeah.
English.
It is a lot more than that. It's the manners, the slang, the stories, the humor.
I know.
So I had to learn for a little bit before I could actually feel comfortable.
Yeah, but this is exciting. I always want to congratulations. I always congratulate people when I hear their stories, especially when they have to move from one country to another, right? Because it is
it's not an easy task.
It is so challenging, right?
It is. Like you would never think, nobody will ever think that you have to go through so many changes until you actually are experiencing them.
So Dayana, share with us, because here at the Noisy List, I try to get my guests that are that are inspiring, and I know your story is very empowering.
Thank you.
It is. I mean, every time I'm around you, I am just like, how does she do this? Because you are so how did you start getting into, I mean, you didn't start into design, right?
So I went in Cuba, I graduated from fine art school. Okay. So that's the beginning of, the creativity and, how do you bring something from a drawing to real life, how you build it. I think it was just in my blood, I will say, because I remember getting into sewing with my great aunts. I was like 8 or 9 years old, and they were teaching me how to do some embroidery or how sewing. Like they will make their own clothing, and they will make clothing for me. So I think that's how I got started into it. And my mom was very artistic, so she had my sister and me go through every art school there, and that was the beginning.
Okay, so so it sounds like you always had the love, you always had the passion for designing, for creating something.
I would think so. Yes, I would think so. I had clothing that I made for my Barbies. My mom saved it, all the time. But I had clothing that I made for Barbies, or later when I was 12, I will have to make an outfit to go to a party, one for me, one for my sister.
You make it
so
yourself?
That was 12. Yeah. grandma bought me a sewing machine, those machines that you had to go with the pedals.
Yeah.
When I was 13, that was my number 13 present. So from there on, I remember every weekend having a brand new outfit for my sister and I.
Hey, that saves you so much money Being able
And,
to make your own clothes, right?
and then I was in college. So I was like 18 in college, fine arts. And someone asked, "Oh, where did you get this handbag that I made?" And I'm like, "Okay, I just made it. You want one? I can just take this one." And she was surprised. So she asked me for another one. And the next week she came with a few friends. "We want this handbags. Can you make it some?" It was like 15 of them. And
Wow.
that's how everything started.
So, oh my God, that's amazing. So you always had the love of making like clothing and
Yeah.
dresses and handbags.
Always like creating. Just, use your hands to do what you love to do. But not just that. When you see someone wearing what you make,
Uh-huh.
it's there's nothing like that. Nothing feels like
Oh, that's
that feeling. Like
amazing.
how proud and how, bringing a little bit of happiness to someone with something that you make with your own hands.
It's like when you see something that you created come into life, right?
It is.
I
It is like babies, little babies that you set up out there.
that is amazing.
Yeah. I'm very dynamic, so I prefer things with movement, combining different fabrics.
And
So yeah, I do love color, transparencies, a little bit of sparkle is not a bad idea.
yeah, because your Diana's design wear right now is also focused on dance wear, right? You make
Yes,
a lot of dance
definitely.
wear.
I love dancing, so obviously I had to make some outfits for dancing.
It's a Cuban.
And that's the other part. People, yeah, you go out dancing and they ask you, "Where did you get that?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll make you one, no problem." And then you just, you see yourself submerged into that same
That's
people, same
amazing.
taste.
Like, what were the changes you have to do from, because as you shared, when you were here in Los Angeles, you were working in a cigar shop, you were working with a tailor, but you didn't have your own business yet. You weren't designing your own clothes yet. So what did you have to do to get to that point?
I was working at Linique, and Linique make dancewear. They make costume gowns for like ballroom, salsa, Latin. And I was making their gowns and I was making mine, saving up. And then I went to Spain for a year and took a pattern making class for a full year.
Wow, for a full year.
And then when I came back, yes, when I came back, I decided to start my own business. Also, of course, my boyfriend is big, big, big support because without that, someone has to pay. So he allowed me, empowered me to start my own business, for
That's
sure.
really good. Oh, that's amazing. No, that's really important. I mean, just as you said, it's really important that you surround yourself with people
Yeah.
that believes in you and actually encourages you to keep going, right?
It is so important. It's so important nowadays. People don't really value how you need someone that believes in you and the one's the best for you.
That's so sweet. But no, that's really great when you have people that understand that when you have to devote your time into something else that you love. Because
It
some
is.
people can be very controlling. Like they just want you to devote all your time to them.
Or whatever they like to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like when you have like a dream like this, like you starting your own like dancewear company, your own business, that takes so much time, right?
It's not just the part that you see, you see the garment finished, but it takes so much more than that. It takes the time to go shopping, it takes the time to plan it, it takes the time to photograph, and it takes the time to go on the web. If you have help, that's great, but when you do not have the help, like me and not tech savvy, I spent so many times trying to post all my photos. Oh my goodness.
But the good thing is when you are learning everything on your own, it makes you really independent, right? Because then
It does.
you get to handle every area of it.
It does. It's incredibly, how would you say, it makes you grow. It makes you grow in every sense, because you have to really, really learn how to manage your time for
Yeah.
every activity of business, every side, but also makes you, like, you have to learn how to manage money, how to make your money last longer.
Yeah.
Definitely. Not only in the business, but you have to, like, in your personal life, you have to know how long will the money that you have stretch out, so you can have the freedom to work on what you like.
That's so true. That is so true. So can you share with us what were like the big challenges that you felt having to start your own business? Like, did you feel scared? I think a lot of people feel
I
that
do. Yeah, I do.
when you,
I
especially when
do.
you're starting something new.
To me, coming from Cuba at the time that there was no internet, when I came here, Cuba had no internet really. So I was not into social media at all.
Yeah.
And it's still difficult for me in social media part. I'm more of a few friends, not so few, but friends that something that you can touch. I'm very touchy, so I need to have in my hands, what I'm doing, what I'm handing out, but once you go into the virtual part, and you have to figure it out, there's still inventory that you need to have. You don't know how to manage. You're still dealing with people, with talents, with photographer, with models, but coordinating all that time that there is editing after that, and put all the time that you see in a picture just to take the one shot.
Uh-huh.
All the time that is put ahead of that, it's so difficult to manage, so difficult to see everything, the whole process before it is into your hands.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
That was to me, or it is still the biggest challenge.
Like having to prepare the production, like what people don't see behind, like what's happening on the background, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because before the business I had in Cuba was more or less the same, but you have a physical store. So everything you are preparing, I don't know, a month of production ahead, but you know that this month you're gonna make whatever you're gonna sell within a month or two. There is no photography, there is no models, there's nothing like that. It just goes straight into the store. So that process of social media gets lost. I think in Cuba, I didn't have the process before. I didn't see it. But coming in here and doing it the way it's done in real world nowadays, it took me a minute to learn.
Yeah, especially right now, I understand what you're saying, that you're more into like real time, right? Like when people actually like interact with you person to person. I know what you mean, because I'm like that too. I love interacting with people person to person. However, especially right now with COVID, everything is right. Everything is virtual.
If you ask me right now, I would think I would not want to have a physical location, like a physical store.
Yeah.
It's worked out all right for me. It took a little bit. But right now, I'm really liking it. I'm liking it. And I mean, I don't have that many sales online yet, but I always ask for a feedback, and so far it's been positive. So I really, really hope the communication with my clients, increase a little bit, and keep flowing, so I can make the best that I can create, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, someday when the situation is better in the future, I think it's also exciting if someday you have your own store, you know, because it's a whole different experience when people actually walk into your store and they actually get to touch all the fabric and shop,
Yeah,
right, and try stuff.
actually, before the COVID, what I was thinking is that I was gonna have like a workshop, sort of like a storefront workshop in the back, so the people can see the process and people can value the time that takes to make any garment. Because
Yes.
fashion, like fast fashion these days is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand mass production is needed sometimes, but having your own garment, like being unique
Uh-huh.
out there, wearing only something that only you know you're gonna have, it's so special. So I definitely wanted a store, if any, if sometimes we'll have a store, will be like that. Will be a storefront and a workshop in the back.
Yeah, that will be wonderful. And I think you're gonna be able to do it. I think especially you, because you are so determined. That's why I love spending time with you, because it's always just like business and business.
Let's do it.
Eating healthy. I'm just like, but so can you share with us, so you've obviously felt a bit scared having to start your own business, so you had to devote the time, you have to save your money, you have to budget your resources, you had to devote time on studying, you went to Spain for a year. Do you feel like doubtful? Because I think a lot of
All the
people,
time.
right? A
I
lot of
was
people
not
would doubt
afraid. I
themselves
am.
about having to like, especially having your own business. How do you deal with that?
It is crazy. Some days you bite your nails off and the next day you look at them and you say, see, like right now, I've always had long nails. And sometimes you just bite them off and the next day you wake up and you realize, okay, you got to keep going. I
Yeah.
remember one of the first jobs when I came here, I was not even working there, but I was in a restaurant. I could barely understand the English of the manager. Had a different accent. And I had no idea what he said or what I say. The thing is, he didn't accept me to work there. He said that I didn't take directions. So I guess he was right, even though I didn't understand the English.
Uh-huh.
But I guess I really don't take directions, and I like to make my own, take my way in my own hands rather than
Oh,
for somebody else to tell me what to do. I mean, learning from other people and listening is absolutely great, but I definitely prefer to do my own way.
so, okay, this is great. This is great because from what I'm hearing, what you're saying is that even though people give you advices, even though you learn, and what you're
Always
saying is
do
you
what
follow
your
your
heart calls.
you follow your gut feeling. You follow your intuition,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yes. That's to me. That's the only way.
That is
You
awesome.
listen, you watch, you learn from other stories, but at the
Mhm.
end, you have to drive your own road. Yeah,
What you had to do, like the challenges for you to like overcome
information.
is, so you had to do a lot of research, figure out all the
Yes,
logistics of having your own
yes,
business. You had to research who your target shoppers would be, right? Who you're going to be making
yes,
products for. You had to save up your resources so that you can take the time to devote into this new business. You had to devote the time into learning when you went to Spain for a whole year. And then, so you research, you save up, you put the time, you study, and you follow your gut feeling. You follow your
yes,
intuition as to what you
yes. And I
feel.
went to Spain. Yeah, and I went to Spain because for the budget I have, I could take the classes. I would have loved to take the classes here, but my budget was smaller than the price of the classes in Los Angeles.
But hey, I think that's amazing that you went to Spain, because I would think it's
Yeah.
really much more fun being in Spain than being here in LA, right?
Sure.
I would think so. But that's great. So this is awesome, because this is a lot of tips, you know, a lot of like you sharing your journey, how you did it, working a whole different, like you were working several jobs, and then the changes and the sacrifices you had to do to be able to have your own business. But it
Yeah.
feels good, right? Do you feel like you're in the right place?
Yeah, I feel that there is no money that can pay the satisfaction of doing what you love to do.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's wonderful. So you might as well somewhat invest some time on what you love to do, right? Because you're going
Yeah,
to start in the bottom anyways, doing things that you don't love to do.
imagine. Yeah,
Right?
I've never felt like work. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed, but it does not feel like work. It just feel like you want to pressure yourself to make more money, to make more garments,
Yeah.
to support your business, to stay alive, to be able to help your parents, your
Oh,
family. But that's the pressure. It's not pressure from doing what you don't like to do. It's not a job that differs from your personal life. It's your job is part of your life, and it feels good. It
as
doesn't feel like
your
it's something
purpose.
that's taking time away. Yes, it doesn't feel like something's taking time away the what you want to do.
Oh, that's so
So yeah, that's
beautiful.
right.
That's really beautiful. I love that. So it's just really nice when you get to make the time to do something that you want to do for yourself. Okay, so Dayana,
Yeah.
lastly, so for everyone here that is watching us, wherever you may be, what do you have any advices, 2 advices, 3 advices for anyone who wants to take, like, I don't know, like a leap, right? Who wants to go through a change? May it be starting your own business or doing something
Mm,
different that they know they
mm.
want to do. What do you think?
I don't know much about giving advices, but what has worked for me, what I've done is follow what my gut tells me to do. I do what I feel it's right. I try to not overthink because when I overthink, whenever I've done it, I end up not doing what I knew that I wanted to do, or I've done it wrong. If you feel like just trying to achieve. If
Mm-hmm.
it feels right, then I'm going for it. If it doesn't feel right, then probably shouldn't. But that's it. It's not getting stuck thinking, should I? Just do it. Everything works out at the end.
That's so good. That's so true. Okay, so don't be so much in your head. Take the first step, right?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Do something
The
now.
first step. You're not gonna be, accomplished completely, but
Yeah.
you're not gonna be in the same place you were a day ago. So one step at a time, one little step at a time.
One step
And
at a
that's it.
time. And follow your gut feeling. Follow your
Yes.
intuition. Like what
And try to make it enjoyable. Enjoy every single step.
And then lastly, how do you deal with the stress? Like what do you do? Like do you exercise? Do you
I have to live by the ocean because I feel like the ocean swallows all my stress.
Oh,
That's why
so
I
true.
sit at the beach, look at it, and stress is gone.
So you need to be near nature. You have to take the time to be around nature.
Yes.
That's good. That's really good. And you surround yourself with people that are positive, huh?
Always, always,
Always. Yeah.
always. You learn how to choose. That's my mom taught me that while growing up. You surround yourself with what you want to be.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, guys. So Diana, thank you so much. So can you
Thank
share
you
with
for
us?
having me.
Of course. So share with us, because I know that, so if we search you in Etsy, if we search you on Etsy, what do we search for the dancewear, for your accessories, and also for the home linens? What do we search?
So I make a lot of costume goods. So you're gonna see a lot of costume for a person, right?
Yeah.
You just, if you need something made for dance costumes or whatever, you can contact me. The shop is gonna be Dayana Limonte shop on Etsy, and that's gonna be for the dancewear or any kind of costumes. And then the home goods store is called Dayana Home, just like that, all together. And
Perfect.
it's mostly linens, curtains, pillows, mostly made out of linen, cotton, silk, things like that. Very relaxing design, very simple, coming back to basics almost.
If they are searching for dancewear, custom, if you guys want to reach out for custom designs, just search you on Etsy, Dayana Limonte shop.
You can also Google it. I'm on Google too, just like that, Dayana Limonte, and it comes out dressmaker.
Okay,
Yes.
and then if it's anything with homeware, with linen, it's going to be Dayana's home.
Yes.
Okay,
just
perfect.
like that.
All right, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed our show with Dayana. Her story was very uplifting. I am a fan of hers. I love being around her because she's so focused. So go make sure you check out her shop in Etsy, especially this coming holidays. Or you can Google her, Dayana Limonte shop. But I hope you remember her tips, right? Because those are some great advices. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I loved it.
All right, guys.
And I'm sorry about my English.
No, not at all. All right, everyone. I know it's my little baby. She wants to just be part of it. I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. And we will see you guys. I know, I will see you. We'll see you guys in another episode of The Noisy List. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.